Hey guys, today on my YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about puppetry and the 3 tenets of puppetry: focus, breath, and movement. Focus is becoming one with your puppet. You have to be the character and your sole focus has to be on the puppet. Breath is controlling your breathing so that you have a connection established between you and the puppet. Movement, everything is exaggerated so the viewers know what is going on and the message that is trying to be portrayed. My experience with the rod puppets that we used in class uses all 3 of these. Focus is the second most difficult because it's difficult to keep focus on the puppet when you know that an audience is staring at you. But the audience won't be staring at you if you have these 3 tenets. They will be focusing on the puppets. Breath is often the most difficult, for me especially, because stage fright often makes you forget that breathing is important and that you have to breathe with the puppet as if the puppet is real. You can't hold your breath, you have to let it go and breathe normally. Movement is the one that I feel that I have had the most success with personally. It is difficult to think about every movement you make as a human and translating it into a puppet, because you don't think about that in everyday life when you're moving. The 2 things that I have seen this semester are the Zach Dorn piece and the Flatiron Hex performance. The Zach Dorn piece, I've learned so much from that. I learned about Japanese puppetry, and I had no idea that it was a cultural thing in Japan to have these performances every year, and that the same shows go on every year on these large floats. And it inspired me in my everyday life because I want to be a professional stagehand, and I've seen how the stages that they have for some of these performances in Japan are created, and it definitely expanded my horizons to what I believe that I can create. I wasn't even sure what puppetry was before the presentation. I didn't know that you could have so many different things as a part of puppetry. And then the Flatiron Hex was even more incredible, in my opinion, because I thought puppetry was all about the Muppets, honestly, and I thought it was mostly a child's thing, like for children to watch. I didn't know that you can have such like a deeper story, and it helped me push boundaries when I present, because at the end of the performance, when the main character rips out the heart of the guy and the blood goes everywhere on the floor, like, I personally thought that was incredible, and it made me realize when I'm presenting with my rod puppets, I don't have to be afraid to really go out there and live it, like, absolutely make it incredible like that. There are no boundaries. I've learned that there are no boundaries. You just have to create. I didn't know that it couldn't always be like a positive Muppets kind of aspect. I learned that you can have a negative or darker show, which is really incredible. I rather enjoy the creation of the puppets itself. That is my favorite part of the entire semester so far. I really had a great time creating the rod puppets because I got to pick my own material, which was really interesting, and I've never done that before. I've never gone to a material shop and gone and like actually picked out a material to use, and cutting it out and making the head with the puppet and then having that puppet be a part of you as a person, and you can put your entire personality into the puppet, is really incredible. And then last week when we made the Bunraku puppets, that was really incredible too, because I've never done anything like that before. I've never made anything that can translate personal movements like that. It's really incredible. And I believe that some of the things that I have used in this class, the things that I have learned, I can use in my everyday life. And when I one day become a professional stagehand, I can use some of the skills that I've learned when creating sets, or like in Zach Doran's piece, the sets that they used in Japan. I thought those were the things that impacted me the most. So I think that I will use those skills as an inspiration in my own work in my everyday life. And that is all.